Welcome to another Soccer Down Here 1v1. Time to catch up with owner and general manager of the Sioux Falls Thunder, of Sioux Falls Thunder FC, returning to the NPSL, Daniel Haggerty. Coach, thanks for hanging out with us for a 1v1.
Thanks for having me, John.
All right, so let's get to the genesis of this idea. How did the idea come about where you wanted to bring Sioux Falls Thunder FC back as an entity?
Yeah, they took a hiatus last year, and that obviously was partly because of COVID, but they were actually stepping back from the league for 1 year, and that wasn't under my ownership, but former owner Amadou Myers, and so it was kind of a combination of both those things. But maybe was kind of slowly heading out. The former owner wanted to see the program continue, but not with his leadership. I had been involved a couple of years ago in talking with him about the future direction of the team, and at that time we didn't match up with where things wanted to go. And so I received a call from him then saying, did I have interest?
So what's it like to get to this stage? And, obviously you're getting ready for everything there in the North Conference, but what's it like to have interviews like this? What's it like to have press releases and folks banging on your door, sitting there saying, okay, we see you coming back? What's it like to be back in this stage?
Very exciting. We've had really positive from everybody, players, coaches, college coaches in the area, media. Obviously, we've ramped up our presence on social media and our webpage and all that, and so far everything's been really positive. Obviously, a lot of work to be done to get ready for next season.
So what's on that dry erase board? Where is it? I mean, I know that some folks have a dry erase board in an office someplace, and it's really big, and it's got a lot of markers and a lot of different colors. Some folks have it on their fridge in their kitchen, and it's still a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different ideas. Where are you in crossing off those things in this dry erase board to get you ready for play?
Yeah, well, we started with the head coach. Probably was the big thing. And Ryan Byer is going to be our head coach. Has been involved in the NPSL and the Thunder a number of years ago. Currently has been coaching high school. Actually won the state high school AA championships here this year. So he's got some things going for him in that regards, as well as participating in one of the local clubs here for coaching as well. And so that was really a big thing, because obviously it's hard to have a soccer team without a coach. Starting to get the word out to former players and potential future players, and hoping within the next month or so to announce a tryout date so that we can start moving forward in that process. Obviously, getting some media attention was on the list, and we're checking that off as well. And we certainly appreciate the opportunity to have our voice heard here.
For those not familiar with the soccer footprint and the saturation of the sport up there in the Sioux Falls area and in the Dakotas, what is that like? What's the saturation like, and what is the sport like up there in the Dakotas?
Well, I would say it's pretty big in the state. Obviously, we aren't the most populated state, but the main centers of population all have clubs, all have strong soccer. And I would say Sioux Falls specifically is probably the highest saturation point for youth soccer. There's a club right in Sioux Falls. There's one in a neighboring town. It's got a lot of soccer facility as far as fields go. And there's a Hispanic league in the summer for adults. There's an adult league. There's co-ed adult league, both indoor and out. So I would say the saturation rate is right up there.
When it comes to the kind of player and I guess the kind of play that you're looking for in the return, what kind of individual are you looking for to represent the club, not just on the pitch, but in the community? Who are you looking for to bring in under the tent?
Yeah, our focus really is that college player or just past post-college player that's really focused on furthering their soccer skills, both for the college game and the hopes of maybe moving on into the semi-pro and pro ranks. That's their dream, as it is for most people who play a sport at that level. But obviously, we want those players to be representative of the community, the region around us, and to be part of the community of Sioux Falls in both their commitment on and off the field. Obviously, the ideas are limitless in how we can be involved in the local community as a soccer club with those players' involvement.
Daniel Haggerty, the owner and general manager of Sioux Falls Thunder FC, hanging out with us here for a Soccer Down Here 1v1 as Sioux Falls Thunder rejoins the NPSL for the 2021 season. When it comes to expectations in the community and on the pitch, what are your expectations for this club? And I don't necessarily mean that in the level of, yes, we want to chase after a championship and that only. When it comes to the impact on and off the pitch in the community and around the footprint, what are you looking to accomplish in year one?
Well, obviously, we want to partner not only with some of our sponsors, but we also want to partner with organizations within the community. Certainly on the soccer side of things, we'd love to partner with the clubs in the area, whether it be helping with clinics, having our coaching staff work with youth, as well as our players. But we also want to reach out in other ways, in volunteering. I know in the past, the Thunder has had, bring a can of whatever to get into the game, or half price ticket or whatever. There's Feeding South Dakota is a local organization. And so we're definitely looking for those opportunities to partner with the community and make an impact in that regards.
You look at the North Conference and you're talking about folks like Dakota Fusion, Duluth FC, FC Milwaukee Torrent, LC Aris, Med City, Minneapolis City, Sioux Falls Thunder, and there's some good rivalries in there that you guys are hopping back into. When I mention the rest of the North Conference to you, what comes to mind?
Yeah, it's definitely some good competition in there, and I'm sure there are some rivalries from the past, and I'm excited to garner some new friendly rivalries as well. So far, all the contact with those involved in the NPSL, both in the corporate office as well as in the conference, has been just absolutely wonderful. I've had some great help. Any questions that I've had have been answered and then some. And I certainly look forward to those family-friendly rivalries. We want to keep it that way and make it a positive for all.
So then here's the crystal ball question for you. I asked about your expectations and your ideas for year one. As Sioux Falls continues to grow and evolve and be a part of the footprint, say 5-10 years down the line, how would you like to see things continue to grow and evolve where the club is concerned and its place in the community and what it means to the footprint?
Yeah, well, I would love for it to be a mainstay of the community, and for people to certainly think sort of back and say, yeah, they've been around all the time. They've never been a part, or not been a part of the Sioux Falls community. Obviously, on the soccer side of things, we'd love to continue to develop that. we're actually hoping to have a second reserve team, if you will, sort of maybe the U23 or even younger, to continue to develop players at that level, hopefully bringing them up to the first team. So we want to have an impact, like I said, both on and off the field. On the field to develop those players and continue to build the soccer community. But on the business side of things, for people to feel that we are a go-to organization that does want to volunteer and be a part of the community.
All right, so now it's time for the blatant plug and the promo. For those that want to continue to follow along with everything going on with Sioux Falls Thunder FC up there in South Dakota, how do they do it?
Well, if they go to our website, we've actually just, as of yesterday, I think, opened the company store. So the Blatant Plug is right there. And we do have Twitter, Instagram. I'm not sure what else there. My technical support staff are kind of heading all that up. But it's kind of all out there, pretty easy to find on the internet these days. Obviously, if you start at our website, SiouxFallsThunderFC.com, you can get plugged in there. And that's still a work in progress. If you open up the front page, you'll even see that the page says it's a work in progress. But we have accomplished quite a bit, and I really appreciate the help that I'm getting in that regards.
SF Thunder FC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Daniel Haggerty, the owner and general manager of Sioux Falls Thunder FC, coming back into the NPSL for the 2021 season. Coach, thanks for hanging out with us for a 1v1. We'll be keeping an eye on your progress up there in the North Conference, and we will be keeping an eye on things in the NPSL. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, John. Appreciate your time.